Hello there, this is Chuck, and we're back in Planet Crafter. Now, we are really making some significant progress and getting pretty close to unlocking this T2 ore extractor, which is going to be a big deal. Now, we got a flower pot. I mean, it's, not, that's more decorative than anything. And we have this biomass screen that we can build. I'm just not sure where I'm going to hang it. And I'm probably going to, we're going to unlock bigger rooms, and the base is going to be kind of redone at that point anyway. So I'm going to hold off on that. And let's, we still need some more zeolite, and I don't know why we've not been spotting any of it, but there's an area where I used to see a lot of it. So let's grab a couple more water, get that osmium out of my inventory, and we're just going to go out with a bare minimum of stuff. I want to have some water, some oxygen. Oh, there we go. Let's even know if I want to take the car or not. So I might still have stuff in the inventory. Yeah, there's a lot of... Well, there's another zeolite in there. I think we might kind of be in business. There was something I wanted another zeolite to be able to build. And what was it? It was this gas extractor. So now we're going to build that real quick. And I think we might as well clean everything out of that vehicle inventory. Well, we got almost everything out of there. Now I had a zeolite in here, but I got it. We're going to start running out of storage locker space here real quick, which is why I kind of can't wait to get the trade rockets. Because once we get those, I will trade a lot of these fuses initially for goodies. Now, there's a zeolite there, and I know I had one somewhere else, right? Yes, we got one here. Now we can build the gas extractor. So you can just put that thing anywhere. We can just kind of stick it over here in a corner. And alright, now that thing will give us the methane cartridges eventually. And then when you get later, you get better gas extractors. And then you can specify what you want from them, and then you can put like 2 or 3 down, have them getting different gases. But right now, we're going to get methane cartridges, which I believe we're going to... I can't remember what they were going to be necessary to build. But they were needed for some machine we were going to do, and I can't remember what it was now. Not the spacesuit displays or any of that stuff. So we can make tier 2 algae generators, which will get... let's see if we have enough stuff to make a couple of those, and we can stick them farther out in the water, so we're not going to be encroaching on them. So we need 2 bioplastic nuggets, a fertilizer. Okay, I've got some of that stuff, I know. There's 1 bioplastic nugget. If I don't have another one, I'm not gonna... yeah, there's 1. And I know we need a fertilizer. I know we needed super alloys. Let's grab the other bioplastic. Couple more alloys. Let's check that recipe. We need a magnesium. So let's go grab one. Now let's build that thing way out here. These other ones, I built them kind of too close. We'll stick it out there. I can always go out there and get to it when I need to get to it. Because we're going to build some more foundation out here anyway. This is we're going to take over half the lake. So now we are, well, in need of some food. So let me go ahead and eat that. And drink of water. So we're all full up on... Whoops, I put food in there. I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Probably going to launch some more rockets since we got all these rocket engines. Might as well use them, right? Wow. In fact, let's kind of look into launching another pressure rocket, or let's see what we have. Now there's this we got a lot of, I think I wouldn't mind that, but I don't know if I got enough alloys to make a super alloy rod. Now we can get these circuit boards pretty soon, but I think that was the other item I was looking at making. Now let's get you want a plant rocket? Yeah, let's do one of those. So we're going to need a couple alloys, an engine, a fertilizer, a lerma seed, and a tree bark, which we can get. Now let me go to pin that recipe real quick. So you remember we get the tree bark back here. There, we can take both of those out of there and it'll generate more. So now we need a couple alloys and a fertilizer and a lerma seed. Hopefully I've got a lerma seed here in this whole mess. The problem is they're so common that I don't always think to pick them up when I see them, because like, oh, that's just another lerma seed. Then what ends up happening is I don't have enough, you know, sometime down the road when I need them. All right, now we need a couple super alloys. There's one. And there's one. So let's go launch that. That'll help our oxygen, and not to mention spread a lot more plants around. So go on up there. All right, now let's see what that item was I was wanting to build. I believe it was the... Obviously, these chips are nice to have, but the methane cartridges for the better blueprint printing. And I think it was that. Yeah, I need a methane cartridge and another zeolite to make the T2 deconstruction. And that will allow us to get circuit boards out of the um, out of the wrecks. But we need that other zeolite. So let's let's empty out the rest of the, well, all right. We're going to take the car with us in case we find anything interesting. We're going to cut through this cave up here just in case they've bothered to put some zeolite on the ground. But actually there was another area on the map that it always used to pop up a lot. And I think I might head over that way if we don't get lucky in here and get some. Yeah, because you used to come in here back in this part of the cave and you would find it all over the place. You could just pick it up. Several pieces of it. You would eventually clear it out. But then you could put an extractor in here and it'll gather it for you anyway. But this time there's none in there. So there is this area over here near where those waterfalls are and the rainbow caves with all the different colored crystals. And I used to find a lot of zeolite around there, so I'm kind of open to find a few pieces in that area. If we can gather some of it, we'll go back to the base and build that other thing. And also, I can't wait till we get these explosives unlocked. Because I've shown you some of these areas that are kind of blocked by like a wall of some sort of debris. And you can blow it up, and then there's all kinds of new wrecks in there with, new loot you can find. And like, here's one of them right here. We got to blow that up, and then we can get in there, and there's a whole lot more stuff we can get that we don't have unlocked to us right now. Alright, I keep forgetting I've got the car in my inventory. I could have dropped it and just hopped in. Okay. I don't think we have any of those. So we're going to grab a few of those from here. Stuff kind of looks like ice chunks. And honestly, I can't remember what we make from that. But there is some crafting that kind of uses a lot of these things. So might as well grab a bunch of them while we're here. But I'm not going to fill my inventory because I'm saving room for zeolite if I find any. In fact, all I'm doing by collecting this stuff is just ensuring that I'm gonna run plumb out of storage space. So let's... Okay. Yeah, things are really changing quite rapidly. You know, from what it looked like at the beginning of the gameplay to now. It's really quite striking. And we're not even... We still got a long way to go. But yeah, over here is an area that in the past I used to find a lot of zeolite lying around. I'm not sure if we're going to get so lucky this time or not. You just get to a certain terraformation index and it starts showing up. And I'm getting kind of impatient for it. Because of things I want to build. Yeah, well, always take another rocket engine. You get to a point, though, when you get all the automation unlocked, that those rocket engines become a dime a dozen. You can craft them. Alright, down here is where I used to find just chunks of zeolite lying around. Now let's check that. Oh, that's not that great. Grab one. Read message. Yeah, it's really recognizable. It's just this little white sort of outcroppings that pop up here and there, and it's... Well, I know we can make fertilizer, but I'm just gonna grab it when I see it. Let's check out this cave. It's a bunch of iridium. And another one of those areas you can blow up. We can't do any blowing up yet. And I think that explosive might be a, well, you know, I'm going to use up all my oxygen cans. I'm not careful. Let's, darn it. I just forgot to... Alright. Let's drive the car for a little bit since we got it out.